Welcome to the Goober's Guide, where I don't show you how to be effective with the tools you're given, but I will show you how to have fun with them, even though if you're watching this you play Overwatch, so your concept of fun may be permanently, irreparably warped to hell. But anyway, today we're looking at the funky support with the cool burst fire gun, Baptiste Overwatch. Another quick prelude thing, I'm not covering all the Overwatch heroes. There's too many of them, way too many that I fucking hate playing as, hate playing against, or I just don't want to put in the effort to fucking play as them. So, you may be asking yourself, why the hell am I started with Baptiste? Well, it's because I main Baptiste, stupid, and I'm just gonna cover my mains first, and then slide into other people that I enjoy talking about or have a discussion with. And, yeah, let's just jump right into it. Man, the best part about not having this be a TF2 video is that I don't have to break down every single fucking gun for a character, because Baptiste only has one gun, his biotic launcher. It's a nice burst fire rifle with a fat magazine. You got about 15 bursts in you before you need to reload, but since you're also cursed with the affliction of being a support hero, your ult fire shoots healing grenades that explode on contact. They do heal more when you directly hit somebody, so you gotta watch your aim if you're trying to heal just one person, but if a bunch of people are missing help, just shoot at the fucking floor like a lobotomate. Then you got your regenerative burst that lets you burst regeneratively. How the fuck did I write that? Basically, it just gives you and your allies some health and then you regen more over time. Pretty neat, and can come in clutch if you use it just right. You'll basically be able to mass heal your entire team if they're close enough. Then we got Baptiste's bread and butter, well, before Kiriko showed up with her Wonder Bread and Wonder Butter. His immortality field, which prevents death if you step into it. Throwing it immediately makes it the focus fire, basically, of enemies. So that means you will be able to score off some uninterrupted healing, or you could just use it to just clutch save a person's life. But I do want to take a moment to just talk about, like, how the fuck does that work, like, in context? Like, if somebody's, like, dying of, like terminal illness, if Baptiste just, like, dropped that, would they, like, live for a bit? And, like, he says that it's temporary, so, like, how does it, what's the technology? If somebody, like, is standing in it, and then gets shot in the face with a shotgun, how do they, like, live? I'm like, I hope they explain that in Overwatch's PvE mode that should be coming out soon. God fuck. Baptiste also has a really cool passive where if you hold down crouch, you charge a huge boosted jump, which is good to grab some high ground, make a quick escape, do whatever, meet up to heal people. In the heat of the fight though, you'll more than likely just be using it to dodge enemy fire while getting good healing angles on your team. Oh yeah, and I guess he has an ult too, I guess. As a diehard Bat player, Bat probably has one of the least impactful ultimates in the game. It's just never as impactful as you think it is when you read it out. Basically, you put up a giant fat wall. Remember when that wall wasn't fat when we relaunched? Crazy. But, he puts up a giant wall and it doubles all damage that goes through it and doubles all healing. Sounds amazing, right? In theory, yeah. In practice, good luck getting that fucking cute spray, idiot. There's two ways to use Bap's ult. You can either use it the intended way, kind of, and drop it in front of your team and pray that they shoot people through it. Yeah, but you know, putting your faith in others. I know that's the support motto, but man, putting your faith in others never seems to work out in Overwatch. I wonder why. Or you can try and use it the selfish way and only exclusively use it to up your damage and your healing to keep people in front of you alive better. Either way, you could, I guess either way works, but you know, maybe you'll get lucky and your team will actually use it. You'll clutch a bunch of assists, but normally, eh. So, as John Baptiste Overwatch, you're going to need to balance between your healing and actually firing your gun. I'm not saying you should be keeping up with the DPS. You can if you're Jesus, but you know, if you're watching this, you're not Jesus. So, you're gonna just want to always lay down some fire. Baptiste is really good at suppressing fire. He's good at just being adding enough damage on a target to secure a kill for the other DPS or the tank or whatever. So do that. Like, you're not saying don't gotta go out for kills, but if you see an opportunity where everybody is moderately healed, just throw some shots at the enemies. Who knows, you may help get the kill. Especially since his bursts are not any joke, especially at mid-range. He does suffer from fat damage fall-off though, so basically if you see anybody just past mid-range, it's just not worth it. You might as well just run away. You're not going to be able to pump out enough. But yeah, being in that middle, being in the middle of your team helps really well for your regenerative burst, clutching people with immortality field, and just walking up, shooting, healing. Oh yeah, I forgot. Overwatch is a team game. Talk about synergies and matchups and shit. Pretty good segue, right? Right. Let's start with the healers, because why not? Baptiste is a really nice space because I think he actually works well with almost every other support. For example, if you have a Zen or a Kiriko, they can focus on, being Zen and Kiriko and murdering people, while you be the real prime healer and stuff. If you got a Lucio and a Mercy, they can focus more on their alternative support abilities, like their rezzing, damage boosting, speed boosting, all that stuff, while you once again focus on being the prime healer, and you can take advantage of those buffs. And if you got a Moira, Ana, or even a Brig that stays alive for more than 6 seconds, you can focus on laying down some suppressing fire and helping with DPS, and being more you can focus on being more proactive in fights. Honestly, Ryan and Bap is probably the most underrated combo in Overwatch 2 to me. You get to heal him rapidly with your grenades, and you get to immediately take full advantage of a shield, so the moment that shield comes up, you can start firing. The moment it comes down and he wants to go in, you can keep healing him. You can basically, you're probably the fastest support that can go from keeping him alive to taking advantage of a shield like that, like super quickly. Just make sure you're pre-throwing your immortality field when the charge goes horribly wrong, which it will because, Reinhardt. Other good tanks include Sigma, Orisa, Ramatra, and Zarya, and any other future tanks that can shield or protect themselves in one way, because that means now, once you can top them off much easier, and you can take more advantage of, using your gun to shoot people. Junker Queen and Hog are alright. They can't defend you, so you can't really be up there with them, but you can easily keep them alive as they go do their thing. Plus Hog, they can both heal themselves in a way, so, yeah, they're alright. The only tanks that have not good synergy with Baptiste at all is Wrecking Balls, and to a lesser extent, Divas, because you can't keep up with their forward momentum and movement abilities. It's almost like they're stupidly dumb tanks, and I hate them both. I hate you. I can't really think of any real DPS synergies. I mean, like, you, Soldier, Reaper, y'all can go full Call of Duty on people, I guess. The only things that I know are a hindrance are those flying types. That wasn't just a funny voice line they added. It's really hard for Baptiste to airshot a Pharah or an Echo with his healing grenades. So unless you guys got like a good Ana or Mercy to keep them both alive, you might want to just switch off of that. Because, Oh, and I guess because of Baptiste's more, not frontline, but middle of the team nature, snipers will naturally be behind them, so I can't tell you how many times where I'll be, in the thick of it, and then a Widowmaker from halfway across the map just goes, hey, and I go, you're French. Also, I just keep an eye out for, like, if the enemy team has an abundance of burst damage heroes, because you gotta keep your immortality field handy, so you don't want your teammates bursted down. When you play as Baptiste, try and actually aim for the upper chest instead of just the head, because unless you can control the recoil like a god, you're gonna more than likely, if you aim for just headshots, you're probably gonna end up missing because, burst recoil. But if you aim for the upper chest, not only will you making it be much easier for you to actually hit people, if the recoil goes up, you'll more than likely hit a couple of headshots in your volley. So that's pretty cool. Get into the habit of pre-throwing your immortality field. It could be either because of ping or you recognize that a big bunch of damage is coming. Just keep an eye out and just be ready to throw that shit like a fucking discus. Speaking of your immortality field, some people may be mad at you for using your immortality field to save yourself. And to those people I say, maybe if you killed the fucking Reaper that I pinged 4 times, maybe I wouldn't have to use it on myself. Just don't be afraid to use it to save your own skin, especially if you're being the prime healer in the role in the team composition. To increase your chances of survival, you should really only use the Snowboarder skin, the Funky skin, of course, and the Royal and Blue Steel skins that they did add in Overwatch 2. Pretty neat, but if you want to double that, already insane survivability thing, you got to get both the dance emotes, not just one. You got to get them both. If you missed it in the season 1 thing, steal your mom's credit card. I know if you're watching this, you're fucking living with your parents, so steal it, buy that, and then you will officially not die. Speaking of that, I still, nobody really talks about how they actually nerfed Baptiste going from Overwatch 1 to Overwatch 2. In Overwatch 1, he was, had the same general kit from Overwatch 2. But they gave him that fucking yee-ass haircut. That motherfucker, they killed him, bro. They fucked that shit up, bro. He has to go actually bald now because the fade's way too narrow and it goes too high. It's like a fucking mohawk. That nigga is just, he's gonna get laughed at when that big man eventually gets added as a fucking tank, the guy from the comics. So, Blizzard, fix my man's cut. Fix his cut and, get it trending. Hashtag fix Baptiste cut. And, yeah, that's the end of the video. Notice how this is like half the length of the scout video? Yeah, that's gonna be neat. So, oh yeah, because Overwatch is an ever-revolving door of meta-shifting garbage, this video will probably be outdated within the next 2 seasons, whatever the fuck, and, I would have loved to talk about the PvE mode if it was fucking out yet, Blizzard. God